Whenever you open an image in Adobe Photoshop, you have the ability to either read or create information on that image. That information is always saved with that image, and it goes with the image no matter where you send it. We're going to go to the word File on the pull-down menu, and we're going to go down to File Info. There's quite a bit of stuff here, I want to tell you. Look at all these things. You start with the description. That would be the document title. It would be the author, my title, description. You give it a rating by clicking on this. My images are always 5-star. Description of the writer, mildly psychotic probably. Keywords are about the image. Napa Valley, tree, whatever you want to put in there, separate them by commas. Copyright can be unknown or copyrighted. And please do me a favor, because I've seen so many of my images co-opted, stolen, where nobody gives me credit, but I know they're mine. If something's copyrighted, don't use it unless you get permission. If it's public domain, it's public domain. Now, if you're doing copyright, you will have the notice and you'll have a URL for them to go to find that out. That's the basic description information. IPTC stands for International Press Telecommunications Council. That's a long list of words, isn't it? What do we do here? Well, IPTC Core is the standard for photographs and metadata. In other words, you put more information like your job title, your address, city, state, etc., phone numbers, emails, websites, all the stuff is saved in what's called IPTC. Companies that use it are like Associated Press. And I shoot for AP, which is not really a big deal. Just about anybody can. But you need this information to get your images across to them when you put them on the web. IPTC extension, just more information on the person shown. Now that's the people, because if you're sending this out like to AP, they got to know that you've got the right to use these images. So it's like the person shown or persons shown. Camera data, I really love this because it's saved by the camera. I don't add this in, it's just here. For example, this image was taken with a Nikon D70 in 2005 on 1/15 at 2:30 p.m. You get it? All this information is there for you. You don't add it, it's there. Video, audio, and mobile flash. This image is not a video, it's not an audio, and it's not for flash. So all of these we can skip for now. However, Photoshop does work with video, audio, and flash. Categories are IPTC categories. Now you can find these. For example, your category itself might be something like the letter A, F, I, S, or V. A stands for news or features, F for financial, I international, S for sports, V for advisories. Supplemental categories might be like ADV for advanced, OBIT for obituary, NAT for National Geographic Weekly Package. You get the idea. All of these are out there. If you do work, say for AP, you're going to get all the codes. You're going to know them. But when you send them an image, they need this information to sort the image out. Those are the categories. Origin, basically this is the origin of the image. Credits and sources and headlines and instructions and even transmittal reference information. Urgency can be none to obviously very urgent. DICOM is for medical records. More and more and more digital images are replacing film in the medical industry by quite a significant percentage. Now, if you know anything about negatives, like when they would do an x-ray, they write on the negatives the patient's name. How do you write on a digital image? Here, this is DICOM information. All about the patient, everything about that person. History, you'll notice, is blank. However, if this image had been worked on and I had history turned on, and we'll do that later, every single thing I have done to this image since it was born would be here. Every pen stroke, every adjustment, every deletion, every change would be listed here. I love history, but you got to turn it on. Your advanced features are basically the areas, it's called a property tree, and it's got information on core properties and EXIF information. I don't usually spend too much time here. If you go to raw data, this is actually the XMP that actually drives this whole information thing. And again, I usually don't do too much here either. I stick to the stuff I'm good at, and I'm not really good at coding. But the whole idea is this information can be saved, and it goes along with the image. You say, well, Andy, you know, if I've got to do this to every one of my images, there's a lot of stuff in here that's the same all the time. I'm always the author. My title and description. Why do I need to type this in? Well, think about this. Come down here and select Export. You can actually create, in a sense, templates where the information is the same, and then you simply modify the stuff you need to modify. but it's a great feature. Remember, it goes along with the image. Anybody that opens the image has the ability to see it. File info. Click OK to set your changes.